Over the past 14 years in the solar industry, I have personally helped more than 100 clients in Nigeria. It is concerning that 51% of them spent their savings on solar PV systems that failed to work from the very first day. Many of these issues stem from an incomplete or misleading information about the right solution for their energy needs. Another 27% experienced systems that underperformed. Only 22% were fresh installations that are handled from start to finish, achieving over 90% success in meeting and often exceeding clients' energy requirement and savings expectation. I have therefore created DC to Savings, a weekly series designed to provide prospective solar buyers and existing customers with the accurate information they need to make informed decisions. I strongly recommend watching this episode before committing any money to a solar installation. About 25 years ago, I wired my first electrical circuit in my father's newly built house. We had just moved in and only my room remained without electricity. As a teenager fascinated by electricity and equipped with the basic knowledge of science, I rewired the room myself. That early interest led me to study physics and solar energy, a path my father supported after I stepped away from computer science. It eventually brought me more than a decade of work with homeowners and businesses in Nigeria seeking greater control over their electricity supply. I remember many of those clients clearly, particularly those who came to me after spending everything they had on systems that did not work. They were not careless. They had simply trusted installers who, for their own reasons, had not been truthful to them. Those figures are not taken from any external report, they come from my own documented field experience, assessing real systems since 2012. I have now moved to the UK and I bring the same data driven approach to homeowners and businesses here who face similar risk. I created DC to Savings for everyone in Nigeria and in the UK who deserves complete information before making a significant investment. Here are 7 important things your solar installer is unlikely to tell you. Point 1. Solar PV is not for everyone. The most important point and one no installer is likely to raise is that solar PV is not suitable for everyone. An installer's income depends on selling systems. This incentive can lead them to present solar as viable even when it may not be the best decision for your circumstances at this time. Solar only makes financial sense when certain specific conditions are met. A responsible advisor will tell you honestly if those conditions are absent. A salesperson will often find a way to proceed regardless. Before committing to any installation, seek an impartial assessment of whether solar is genuinely appropriate for your situation, not a sales presentation. Point 2. Solar PV is not cheap. The real cost is rarely shown in the quote. Installers often understate the full cost of owning a solar system. While the upfront price is usually stated clearly, the long-term costs are rarely explained. Every system includes components with lifespans significantly shorter than the panels themselves. Panels typically carry a 25-year warranty, but the inverter, which converts solar generation into usable electricity, generally requires replacement within 5 to 10 years. Batteries, now common in many systems, have a lifespan determined by charge and discharge cycles. In Nigeria, although global panels prices are falling by more than 30% in recent years, according to Bloomberg, NEF, and International Renewable Energy Agency IRENA data. Import duties, logistics, and naira devaluation means that these reductions have not fully reached local buyers. In some cases, lower prices have come at the expense of product quality. Always request a 5 to 10 year total cost of ownership projection, including after-sales support and maintenance. If an installer cannot or will not provide one, this is an important signal. Point 3. Verify every component before installation begins. In my experience, 51% of clients I have worked with since 2012 were missold systems that required complete reinstallation, representing a total loss of their capital. The most frequent cause was equipment that did not match what had been quoted or promised. Some installers substitute lower specification components after contracts are signed. Panels with reduced capacity, inverters with insufficient ratings, or batteries with overstated cycle lives. The system may look correct externally, but performance data reveals the difference. Before signing any contract or making payments, take these 3 steps I want to tell you now. 1. Obtain a detailed quote specifying exact equipment brands and technical specifications. Issue a contract or award letter detailing the full scope of work and specifications to be signed by both parties. 3. Inspect all delivered items to confirm they match the agreed specifications. A reputable installer will have no objection to this request. Resistance to verification is itself an important warning. Point 4. High temperatures reduce system output. Most proposals overlook a key factor. High temperatures significantly reduce solar performance. Panels are rated under standard test conditions of 25 degrees Celsius. For every degree above this, output typically drops by 0.3% to 0.5%. In Nigeria, rooftop panel temperatures during dry season often reach 50 to 60 degrees. This creates a consistent measurable gap between rated outputs and actual generation. An honest installer will apply an appropriate temperature correction factor to generation estimates. A sales-focused proposal will use the manufacturer's rated figures without adjustments, making projection savings appear more attractive than they will be in practice. Ask directly, what temperature correction factor have you applied to this generation estimate? An inability to answer this question reveals important information about the quality of the proposal. Point 5. Harmattan will reduce output, and it is rarely addressed. Every Nigerian solar system I reviewed omitted any seasonal adjustment for the Harmattan period, which is November to March. Installers rarely plan maintenance around this time. Harmattan dust accumulates on panels, reducing their ability to absorb sunlight. Without regular cleaning, this leads to noticeable drops in output during these months. The solution is straightforward. Schedule more frequent panel cleaning during Harmattan season. However, this requirement is seldom disclosed upfront, leaving buyers unprepared and surprised by lower performance. Ensure your generation projections include a seasonal note for Harmattan, and that your maintenance schedule addresses increased cleaning frequency. If these points are absent, ask why. Point 6. Battery replacement will be needed. The cost is rarely disclosed. If your system includes the battery storage, which is common in Nigeria due to grid challenges, plan for eventual replacement. Few installers raise this cost during the initial discussion. Batteries degrade with each charge-discharge cycle. The timeline depends on battery type, quality, and usage patterns. Before signing, ask three clear questions. 1. What type of battery is being recommended? That is, flooded or tubular, sealed lead acid, or lithium. And what are its specific operating requirements? Number 2. How many cycles is the battery rated for? Number 3. What is the warranty, expected lifespan, and support plan? An installer who answers these 3 questions clearly and in writing has provided a stronger foundation for trust. Battery replacement is not a reason to avoid solar, but it must be understood as part of the true long-term cost. Point 7. There are ways to buy solar without full upfront payment. Many people assume solar requires full payment upfront, which leads them to dismiss the option on affordability grounds. Several alternatives exist. This is not financial advice. Please conduct your own research or consult qualified experts. In Nigeria, options include hire purchase arrangement through installers or finance companies, leasing models, and pay-as-you-save structures based on a share of estimated energy savings as well. In the UK, various green finance products and government-supported schemes are available. Details change over time. Check current Ofgem and government energy resources for the latest information. An installer who presents only the outright purchase option is not giving you the complete picture. Ask specifically about financing arrangement they support or can recommend. Now you have it. These are the 7 important points your solar installer is unlikely to raise before taking payment. This is not because every installer is dishonest, but because discussing limitations, real cost, and suitability requires a more difficult conversation than simply presenting savings projections. The information shared in this episode is the same briefing I provide to every client. You have now received it at no cost. If you would like to speak with me directly, whether you are considering a first installation, evaluating an existing system, or you're just reviewing a quote, please use the booking link in this video. The consultation is absolutely free. A new episode of DC to Savings is released every Sunday. If this episode was helpful, please share it with anyone about to make a solar decision. Bonus point. Solar PV also contributes to environmental protection by reducing carbon emissions. Global warming is a reality with rising sea levels and record temperatures affecting us all. Deploying clean energy solutions is an urgent priority. For corporate organizations and industries, solar adoption represents a meaningful contribution to corporate social responsibility. I look forward to seeing you next Sunday.